In a glass tower overlooking London, billionaire Elias Thorne possessed everything money could buy, except for the one thing he couldn't control. Behind a biometric safe lay a jagged, ancient wooden clock. It didn't tell the time of day, it told the time of a life. Elias knew that when the single golden hand reached the bottom, his heart would stop. To the world, he was a genius. To the clock, he was just a man running out of breath. 10 years ago, Elias was a different man. He was a corporate shark who traded his soul for numbers. He skipped his sister's wedding and his father's funeral, all for the sake of efficiency. On the night he became a billionaire, he was met by a beggar who offered him a choice: master the minutes, or become a slave to the seconds. Elias took the clock, thinking it was a toy for the superstitious. Elias ignored the clock until the first jump. He was in the middle of a hostile takeover when the clock emitted a low, vibrating hum. He watched in horror as the golden hand skipped forward 3 full inches. At that exact moment, he received a text: his mother had passed away. He had ignored her calls for months. The clock didn't measure time, it measured the weight of missed moments. Terrified, Elias applied his billionaire mindset to the clock. He hired the world's best scientists to stop the gears. He tried to freeze it in liquid nitrogen and lock it in a vacuum. Nothing worked. The clock was linked to his pulse. He realized that every time he felt anger, greed, or coldness, the hand moved faster. His success was literally killing him. Elias went into isolation. He stopped working. He sat in his penthouse, watching the hand creep toward the end. He offered the mysterious beggar $100 million to take the clock back. The beggar appeared in his dreams and laughed. "You cannot buy what you have already spent," he said. "The only way to slow the clock is to give your time to those who cannot pay you back." Elias began to change. He didn't just donate money, he gave himself. He spent hours in orphanages, not for the cameras, but to listen. He spent mornings cleaning city parks. He realized that when he was helping others, the golden hand stopped moving entirely. For the first time in his life, time stood still because he was finally living with purpose. A massive business opportunity arose, the deal of a century. It required 3 months of total focus, 20 hours a day. His old ego screamed to take it. He looked at the clock. The hand was a hair's breadth from the end. If he took the deal, he would be the richest man on earth for a week, and then he would be dead. He threw the contract into the fireplace. The clock began to glow with a blinding white light. Elias wasn't afraid anymore. He spent his final hour sitting on a park bench, watching a sunset he hadn't noticed in 20 years. He called his sister and asked for forgiveness. As he spoke the words, "I love you," the room began to fade. He reached out to touch the clock, ready for the end. The hand hit the bottom. But instead of silence, there was a deafening chime. The wooden casing of the clock shattered, revealing not gears, but a mirror. Elias looked at his reflection. He wasn't the tired, greedy man from 10 years ago. He looked younger, vibrant, and at peace. The clock wasn't a countdown to death, it was a countdown to the death of his. The beggar appeared in the room, no longer a beggar but a figure of light. "Most people spend their lives killing time until time kills them," the figure said. "You are the first to understand that time is a gift you give, not a resource you hoard. You have earned the right to live without the clock." The figure vanished, leaving Elias in a world that felt brand new. Elias Thorne remained a billionaire, but he became known as the billionaire of moments. He taught the world that the highest form of time management isn't about productivity, it's about presence. He dismantled his empire and turned it into a foundation for human connection. He realized that the only things we take with us are the moments we gave away. Your clock is ticking right now. You might not have a wooden box in a safe, but your seconds are fading just the same. Are you building a bank account, or are you building a soul? Stop managing your time and start valuing your life. Subscribe to MKB Motivation if you're ready to make every second count. Your time starts now.